Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Beyond Boundaries podcast with Konrad. My name is Konrad Kene Agabah. As we continue on our journey to advance beyond the limitations of fear, doubt, and insecurities, we remind ourselves today that we are special. You and I are special. I'll be doing that on this particular episode by doing a flash backward. Yes, flashing backward to draw lessons that will help us advance in the direction of God's plan for you and I. Stay tuned for a short break. Beyond Boundaries is where to get inspired with faith-based growth hacks that will encourage you to advance in the direction of God's plan for you. Welcome back. I will start by saying thank you for dedicating time to listen or view this episodes on any of our podcast outlets or YouTube or Facebook. We are so amazed. I'm so thankful to have you here. Yeah, we are doing what we call flashback or playback or whatever you would call it. One of the things I've noticed is that most people, have very little memory of the good experiences or special experiences in our lives that actually make us the difference maker or the true value bringers to our communities, environment, or any sphere of influence where we are. I remember when I was in Bible school, and one of my lecturers came to a point and he was just encouraging us and telling us, to listen, to get direction from God. It was about getting direction from God. And he said something about this scripture that I will read here. He said that we should look behind. And he pointed us to this scripture. And I'll read that scripture from Isaiah 30:21. It says, and your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left. And that was so inspiring to encourage me in a way that there is always something to draw from our past that will help us to advance in the direction of God's plan for us. As purpose-driven people, I've noticed something in the part of the world where I come from. And that particular thing I noticed is this, that a lot of people have experienced failure over and over and over again to a point that they have a very short memory of the special moments in their lives. And this special moment in our lives, they can help us find true meaning for living. So going ahead in this particular lesson or episode, I'll start by encouraging us to overcome distractions. The greatest battle you and I will fight is the battle to overcome the distraction from our past failures. And it's a worthy battle that we need to fight day in, day out. When we remember that as a man thinketh, so is he, we will overcome the suggestions of our past failures. And that is the true thing for anyone who desires to move from where they are to where they need to be. Going further, I want to also encourage you to resist the temptation to be defined by your past failures or your past negative experiences. In school, when I did physics, there's a law that was taught us, the third law of motion. It says that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Yeah. So it means that for that failed experience, there is an equal and opposite success opportunity. For that mistake I made, there is an equal and opposite opportunity of making the right decision. Which of this do you choose? You can choose to stay with the negative action, or you can choose to believe the equal and opposite reaction. It's very critical if we must advance beyond our limitations. You know, this particular problem feeds our doubts, feeds our insecurities, feeds our fear. But what we want to do as people who want to make the difference in our environment or community or sphere of influence is to feed our faith. And by feeding our faith, we look backward so that we can draw lessons, so that we can see how far we have gone, the progress that we have made, the advancements in our lives. And when we see this progress or advancement, we cannot just but to be grateful, thankful to God for how far we have gone in life. And when we stay in this environment of gratitude, we begin to see meaning for living. We begin to see the difference that we are here to make. We begin to see the message in the mess. And when we stay there, what it will do for us is that we'll create the momentum, which is a leader's best friend. And when we create momentum, we begin to create those little victories that advance us, that will create that energy we need to draw closer and closer to that desired future. You and I are really called here to make true difference. You are a true difference maker. I am a true difference maker. And I hope this episode is really making difference in your lives. All gratitude to God. This is the position that you and I need to be in so that we can be, do, and have more. Yeah. As we go, I want you to take a moment. As a call to action for you is to take a moment and begin to look for those things in your past that you are thankful for. Write them down and express gratitude to God for them. And as you write them down, I promise you, you will be aware of more and more stuff in your past that you really weren't aware of before now. And those things are going to be channels of the flow of energy, encouragement, and it opens you up to such a dimension of creativity that you have never imagined in your life, in my life. That is the way to overcome limitations, doubts, and fears. Because you are not born to stay with those doubts, fears, and limitations. They will keep you down. But when you feed your faith through gratitude, by drawing lessons from the things in your past, you are able to practice this law of growth that we call the law of pain, that says that good management of bad experiences lead to great growth. So as we go, don't forget to overcome those distractions and refuse the temptation of being distracted by the experiences of failures. Continue looking backward, not for anything other than to draw lessons that will propel you in the direction of God's plan for you. Those experiences might not be so good, they might be good, but the key is that you have to learn or remember that the greatest treasures, the most expensive treasures we have in the world today, like gold, diamond, silver, platinum, they are all dug out of dirt. So your dirts don't define you, but your dirts can be pointers to that true meaning that you are here to make to your world. As I shut down on this episode, I remain your encourager, and remember to always like, comment, and share this episodes. It's about adding value to people that multiply value. If this is your first time watching any of our episodes, please remember to subscribe and go a step further by hitting that notification bell. Thank you so much once again. It's about living life that goes beyond boundaries. Till the next episode, I want to say a wonderful bye and God bless.